The Supreme Court is hearing the State Bank of India's application seeking an extension till the 30th of June to disclose details of each electoral bond encashed by political parties. The CJI has asked, why is there a difficulty in providing the details when all the information is with the main branch in Mumbai? The CJI asked SBI to immediately implement SC's order and give all details to ECI, highlighting that this is a serious matter. Appearing for the SBI, Harish Salve said it is difficult to match the bond number with the party who got the amount, and this process will take time. The CJI there has asked the SBI, why do you need 3 more weeks? A 5-judge constitution bench headed by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and comprising Justices Sanjeev Khanna, B.R. Gavai, J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra is hearing the matter. CJI has asked SBI to reveal all the details of poll bonds to the Election Commission of India. That is the big news we're tracking at this moment. The SBI on the other side has requested the CJI to give them some more time to implement the order. SBI has said we need time to match names with the bond numbers. An application from the State Bank of India, they're seeking more time to file information on electoral bonds, is currently being heard by the Supreme Court of India. Let's go across to my colleague Brijesh, who joins us live from the newsroom. Brijesh, a very good morning to you. Do go on and tell us how significant is the CJI's observation on SBI?
Well, I think, the CJI has been extremely stinging in its observations, be it Justice Sanjeev Khanna or Justice Chandrachud, when they took SBI to cleaners in a way, when they asked SBI as to what exactly is stopping them from revealing the information. Justice Harish Salve, who was appearing on behalf of State Bank of India, said that, it's a very cumbersome process. We are reversing the standard operating procedure, and that is the reason why we are taking this much of time. We cannot disclose any or make any, mistake in disclosing the information. Otherwise, we'll be faced with a deluge of litigations by concerned individuals, to which the Supreme Court expressed surprise and said that, I don't understand what kind of interpretation you had of our orders. Our orders were very clear that you have to reveal. They also said that, as per the affidavit submitted by the State Bank of India, it is very clear that all these information goes to the State Bank of India, Mumbai branch, and once it is there, how difficult it is for the SBI to release those numbers. The court also went on to say, we never asked you to match the numbers and identities, but you have to disclose all the information to the Election Commission of India, which is going to put it on its website and also share with the rest of the world. So going by the way the entire argument is happening, the CJI is about to pass an order about the fact that they are not likely to give any kind of extension to its previous judgment. The order has to be complied forthwith. And, the court also expressed displeasure at the fact that an assistant general manager of the SBI had filed this miscellaneous writ petition before and against an order which was passed by a 5-judges constitution bench. Neha?
Right. Brijesh, going back to what the CJI has really said, he is asked, why is there a difficulty in providing the details when all the information is with the main branch in Mumbai? In simple terms, he said that, the court has asked the SBI that since they do the KYC, know your customer, what is the problem in sharing the information?
Well, absolutely. This was one of the key arguments or key counter questioning which was done. Observations which was done by the Apex Court. They said that, for every single transaction which is there, a separate KYC is being done. We know that, those bonds have been encashed by political parties. So what exactly is the problem? And there's one more interesting thing, Neha, which came out during the observation where one, couple of judges kept on hammering the point as to can the SBI explain what it has done in the last 26 days. They said that you filed this miscellaneous petition 2 days before the the term which was given to given by us to you was ending. 2 days before that, you find, we would want to know what exactly have you done in the last 26 days, to which, till now there has been no response by the Supreme Court. So I think, we all are waiting. For the final judgment to be passed on by the apex court, by Justice Chandrachud and two of his brother judges. Remember, it's a 3-judge bench, but it'll be very, very difficult to see SBI wriggling out of this scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
Brijesh, the deadline was the 6th of March. Correct me if I'm wrong. And according to ADR, the SBI is doing this deliberately. Is this because SBI's demand for an extension for a date that is after the Lok Sabha election?
Well, yes, the date which they've said, and but the bulwark of the argument which was presented by Harish Salve was that it's a cumbersome process. We thought that we have to match every single transaction with the bond number, and that is something which will take time, because he said that if we cannot create havoc by releasing a wrong data in hurry, and that would force us to undergo a litany of lawsuits by the aggrieved party. But right now, if you go by the tone and tenor of the arguments and the observations which have been put forth by the judges and the Chief Justice, it looks highly unlikely that the apex court is amused by this entire argument which has been put forth by the State Bank of India. They kept on asking, can you update us about what kind of work the State Bank of India has done in the last 26 days, ever since this observation has been passed by. So we are all waiting for the apex court to put forth its judgment, and I think in a couple of minutes or max 10 minutes we'll get to know exactly what the Supreme Court has said in its judgment. But if you go by the tone and tenor of the observation, it looks highly unlikely that SBI is going to get any kind of relief whatsoever. Neha?
Right. If you could also, Brijesh, take us through the arguments that have been put forth by the SBI. For example, saying that, like you also said, matching donor details takes time.
Well, but the observations which the Supreme Court had said that, that they said that Mr. Salve submitted that the information which was received by the SBI was maintained in two separate silos and were maintained with utmost secrecy so as to fulfill the purpose of the bond scheme. And he said that, if a disclosure has to be made and a required information be submitted to the ECI, the SBI has no difficulty. And they also said that they will do this if they don't have to match this in the next 3 weeks. And the Supreme Court also said that, it's also submitted that the difficulty of SBI arose since it's construed. Yeah, this was taken as understood by the SBI that the court had asked them to do a matching exercise of the donor details and the details of the bonds encashed by the political parties. Is something which, Justice Khanna also made it very clear that you don't go by assumption, you go by what is written there in our order. So this is the court has also said that what has to be analyzed is whether SBI is justified in seeking an extension of time. SBI seeks an extension of time on the ground that the process of decoding the electoral bonds and matching the donors to donation is a complex and time-consuming exercise. And they said that, that to substantiate, SBI has averred that information is not available in a digital format, and clause 7.1.2 of SOP stipulates that no details of bond purchasers, including KYC and other details, will be entered into the core banking system. So this is the argument which is being put forth by the SBI. But as I said before, the way the observations being made by the Supreme Court looks highly unlikely that SBI is going to any kind of relief. We'll get to know this in another max 10 minutes, Neha, because the Chief Justice is dictating the order as we speak.
All right, Brijesh, also for the benefit of our viewers, if you could just take us through what the electoral bond scheme really is and what was the idea behind the scheme.
Well, the idea behind this scheme was that it was put forth by the government that they want to do away with the black money which percolates in the market. And, what we will do is that we will allow any individual, if he wants to purchase an electoral bond and wants to make a donation to the political party, his identity will be kept secret. But there will be a proper maintenance of records, the KYC will be done, and everybody will get to know that, who has purchased this and who has given this political party how much money. They also said that, that till a particular time, there was also a clause that under no circumstances identity of that individual will be disclosed irrespective of any legal challenges or whatever challenges are being put forth to reveal the name. Later on, this was something which was opposed by RBI. This was something which was opposed by opposed by Election Commission of India also, and the ADR also filed a case in the apex court constitution bench saying that this is the government wanted to end black money menace, and this will end into creating a more convoluted form of entire gig. And that is the reason why, if you remember, a 5 judges constitution bench just that did away with all the with the entire electoral bond scheme, and they said that by February 26th, the State Bank of India has to provide the data to Election Commission, and Election Commission in some time will have to put that data on its website. The government also said that till the date this case came to the court, a day before that, all the information which was there can be kept secret, as this was promised by the government, but post that, all the data has to be made public. Now, this petition has been followed because the State Bank of India has approached on the 26th day, on 24th of February, saying that they need at least 160 more days to finish this entire process of matching the data of the donor with the in cash bond and all. And that is the reason why the ADR, Associate for Democratic Reforms, they have went to the Supreme Court saying that this is a contempt of the court, contempt of the order, and all the arguments which we are listening is based on that contempt petition which has been filed by the ADR. Yeah.
And what has been the government stand on it so far?
Well, the government, the State Bank of India has made a representation saying that they had construed that they have to match the donor's data with the bonds that have been encashed, and they have also said that we thought that this is the process, this is what we have to do, and this is the reason why we had put before the government that we have put before the apex court that it might take more time. Once the clarity has been given, they're saying that they give them 3 more weeks, and they will make sure that they supply this data to the Election Commission of India. So this has been the stand of the State Bank of India, which was clearly not liked by, if you go by the observations made by Justice Khanna and others about what they think of the argument which was put forth by the State Bank of India.